The moment a narcissist realizes it's truly over with you. Imagine being in a relationship where the highs feel intoxicating and the lows leave you questioning your reality. At first, it feels like you're living a fairy tale, with everything seemingly perfect. But as time progresses, you begin to notice subtle shifts. Moments where their affection turns into manipulation, their compliments into criticisms, and your needs begin to fall into the background. All of a sudden, you're in a relationship that feels more like an emotional roller coaster than a partnership. You've been there, and you know that something isn't right. Yet, no matter how hard you try, it feels like you can never escape the pull of their charm or the weight of their demands. But then, something happens. You start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You start to realize that you deserve more than the constant emotional turmoil. Eventually, the moment arrives when the narcissist, the one who has controlled the relationship for so long, finally realizes that it's truly over with you. But what does that moment actually look like? How does a narcissist react when they understand that their ability to manipulate, control, and emotionally dominate you has finally come to an end? In this video, we will dive deep into the psychology of narcissism and explore the exact moment when a narcissist understands that you're no longer under their influence. We'll examine the key signs, emotional responses, and coping mechanisms they display when they come face to face with the reality that the relationship is over, and how you can protect yourself as you begin to move on. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you can stay updated with all our latest content. And if you find this information helpful, please give us a like and share it with others who might be going through similar situations. Now, let's dive in. The narcissist's fragile ego, understanding their need for control. At the core of a narcissist's behavior lies a deeply fragile ego. A narcissist is someone who thrives on external validation, praise, and admiration. Their sense of self-worth is not built on a stable, healthy foundation, but on a constant cycle of narcissistic supply, whether it's compliments, attention, or control over others. In a relationship, this means that the narcissist will often display traits of superficial charm, self-centeredness, and emotional distance. They create an illusion of being loving and considerate, especially in the beginning. However, their affection is conditional. It's only given when it serves their interests, like boosting their self-esteem or fulfilling a need for validation. But what happens when their source of validation, you, start to detach from them? Narcissists rely heavily on the emotional energy of others to maintain their inflated self-image. They are terrified of losing that control because, without it, their sense of worth crumbles. When you stop providing that constant reinforcement of their ego, they face an existential crisis. They are no longer the center of your world. This shift, no matter how subtle, triggers an immediate panic response. They can no longer dominate the narrative. You are no longer their emotional puppet. This moment of realization, the moment they truly understand that they can't manipulate or control you anymore, is both a profound threat and a direct attack on their identity. The denial phase, when they refuse to believe it's over. For many narcissists, the first reaction to this change is outright denial. They simply cannot accept the fact that the relationship is ending. After all, they've spent so long crafting an identity around the idea that they are the most important person in the room, the most desirable partner, and the one everyone should be vying for. When faced with rejection or emotional withdrawal, the narcissist's first instinct is to try to manipulate the situation back in their favor. They will often use tactics like guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or even pretending to be remorseful. They may try to shower you with affection one last time, in a last-ditch effort to regain your attention and control. They may even begin offering empty promises, vowing to change their behavior or be better for you, knowing full well they are unlikely to follow through. In these moments, the narcissist might employ their classic manipulation tactics, such as love bombing, playing the victim, or creating a sense of urgency to stay. They may accuse you of being unfair, of misunderstanding them, or of not giving them enough of a chance to prove their worth. These behaviors are designed to make you doubt your own decision to leave, to question if the relationship is truly over, and to ultimately make you feel guilty for wanting to walk away. However, as you continue to assert your boundaries and remain firm in your decision, they will begin to feel their control slipping further away. This creates an internal conflict within the narcissist. They may begin to spiral, their sense of superiority becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. The longer they try to convince themselves, and you, that it isn't really over, the more their ego is bruised. The narcissist's emotional breakdown, the crushing blow to their ego. Eventually, the denial phase fades, and the narcissist is forced to face the painful truth. The relationship really is over. This is when the narcissist experiences a significant emotional breakdown. Their carefully constructed sense of self begins to shatter. This moment is often marked by an outpouring of rage, jealousy, and resentment, especially if they feel abandoned or replaced. For a narcissist, rejection is the ultimate insult. It strikes at the very core of their identity, their self-worth, and their need to be admired. They may lash out in cruel ways, trying to tear you down emotionally in order to reassert control. They may accuse you of being heartless, ungrateful, or even cruel, attempting to shift the blame entirely onto you. In some cases, the narcissist will resort to more destructive behaviors, such as attempting to destroy your reputation, sabotaging your personal life, or reaching out to others to undermine you. The more their sense of power and control slips away, the more they'll seek to regain it by any means necessary, even if it means resorting to vindictive or vengeful actions. However, no matter how they respond externally, internally they are deeply shaken. Their identity has been threatened, and this realization is one they find difficult to process. Narcissists are not equipped to cope with failure or rejection in a healthy way. Instead, they turn their pain outward, directing their anger at the person who dared to take away their supply. The narcissist's response: the fear of being alone. Narcissists have an intense and almost crippling fear of being alone. They cannot bear the thought of being without someone to constantly affirm their worth, their desirability, and their value. This deep-rooted need for validation is an essential part of their identity. Without it, they feel exposed, vulnerable, and insignificant. As a result, narcissists are quick to seek a new source of supply after the end of a relationship. They may rapidly jump into a new relationship or begin an affair, desperately hoping that the new person will fill the emotional void left by you. They view these new connections not as genuine emotional bonds, but as temporary fixes to their ongoing need for admiration and control. However, despite their efforts to replace you with someone else, this new supply rarely offers anything close to the fulfillment they once got from you. Deep down, narcissists know that no one will ever truly compare to the unique role you played in their lives. The level of control, adoration, and validation they experienced while with you is something they can't easily replicate. This awareness, although rarely acknowledged by the narcissist on a conscious level, lingers in their subconscious mind. While they might outwardly convince themselves that their new partner is somehow better than you, these thoughts are little more than a defense mechanism designed to protect them from confronting their own deep-seated insecurities and self-doubt. The The narcissist may try to fabricate a narrative that their new relationship is superior to the one they had with you. But this is just another layer of self-deception. It's their way of avoiding the uncomfortable truth that, no matter who they're with, they can never truly replace the unique dynamic that you brought to their life. The aftermath. Moving on from a narcissist's grasp. As you begin to move on from a narcissist, it's crucial to fully understand the various ways in which they may attempt to maintain control over you, even after the relationship has officially ended. Narcissists are often unwilling to let go of their influence and may try to continue manipulating your emotions or actions, albeit in more subtle ways. For example, they might initiate intermittent contact, reaching out unexpectedly, or making sporadic efforts to insert themselves back into your life, whether it's through text, phone calls, or social media. They might also use shared responsibilities, such as children, finances, or mutual obligations, as a means to create ongoing ties, ensuring that you remain emotionally connected to them. Additionally, they may try to reach out to your mutual friends or family members, either to gather information or to cause emotional chaos, attempting to get others involved in their narrative. These tactics are all designed to prevent you from fully severing the emotional bond they once had with you. The process of healing from a narcissistic relationship is not something that happens overnight. It requires significant strength, patience, and emotional resilience. Breaking free from the grip of a narcissist's manipulation and control is a long journey, and there will likely be moments of doubt and confusion along the way. The narcissist has spent a great deal of time conditioning you to prioritize their needs and beliefs, so learning to reassert your own boundaries and sense of self can be incredibly challenging. But as time goes on and you begin to distance yourself from their emotional manipulation, you will start to rediscover who you are without their influence. Slowly but surely, you'll reclaim your confidence, your peace of mind, and your sense of worth. The moment a narcissist realizes that the relationship is truly over is not just a pivotal moment for them. It's also the start of a new chapter in your life. As the narcissist struggles to find a new source of validation or emotional supply, they will likely feel frustrated and empty, unable to fill the gap that your presence once provided. Meanwhile, you'll have the space and freedom to focus on your own growth and healing. This is your opportunity to invest in yourself, to pursue your passions, and to build relationships where you are valued for who you are, rather than for what you can do to feed someone else's ego. You deserve to be in a relationship where your needs are met, where mutual respect and understanding are central, and where you can flourish as your true self without having to sacrifice your happiness for someone else's emotional survival. Conclusion: your freedom and recovery. When a narcissist finally realizes that it's truly over with you, they are forced to confront a loss they are ill-equipped to handle. But while their emotional crisis may seem like a moment of victory for them, the real victory lies in your ability to walk away. By choosing to leave a narcissist behind, you take back control of your life. You break free from the emotional prison they've built around you and create the space you need to heal. While they may try to manipulate, control, or shame you, remember, their pain is a reflection of their inability to accept reality, not a reflection of your worth. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. We appreciate your support and hope it helps you in your journey toward healing and empowerment.